Well, hello there. Today we're doing this assignment right here. Nope, not 25.1. It's going to be, we're starting Unit 2, Lesson 1. So Unit 2, Lesson 1 is going to be number 26. Now, assignment number 26 in the Google Classroom. The learning target is I can solve contextual problems with limited information to consider how the context impacts the model used. All right, I'm going to show you the situation. And again, that's what we've been doing. We've been looking at situations. We think about how it gets graphed, and we're going to take a look at that. All right, so here we go. Number 26 right here. Nope, I'm going to make sure I got the right one. There we go. All right, we have two tables, Table A and Table B. Take a look at these two tables. I want you to think about what the y value would be when x is 4 for both tables, and describe the similarities and differences you've seen between these two tables. So take a look at the two tables, write their similarities. What's similar about these two tables? What do they have in common? And then what do these two tables, how are they different? How might these two tables be different? And then think about what number would go here and what number would go there. All right? Pause this video and try to do that. All right, great. You paused the video, you gave it a shot, you're back. All right. How are these similar? Well, I'm noticing here that in the x portion of the table, it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Over here, the x goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so there's a similarity, right? All the x numbers are all the same. I'm also noticing there's some similarity in the y's, at least at first, right? It starts at 2. The y value starts at 2 and then goes to 4. Okay, that's similar. And then it changes right here between 6 and 8, 8 and 16. There are now differences. There are some differences here. So the similarities talk about how the x values are the same right there. Talk about how some of the y values are different. And now we got to talk about these y values. So let's think. What is the pattern here? What's the sequence doing? 2, 4, 6, 8. What goes here? I think a lot of you know, right? 2 plus 2 is 4. 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 plus 2 is 8. 8 plus 2, right there. That's the number. 8 plus 2 goes in right there. Let's look at this other sequence, though. We got 2, we got 4, we got 8, we got 16. So we got to think about what's happening. How is this changing over time? 2 to 4, it added 2, but then 4 to 8, it adds 4. 8 to 16, it's adding 8. So we're not really adding the same number anymore. Are we looking at a multiple here? 2 to 4, we'll multiply. 2 times 2 is 4. 4 times 2, is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. So the number that's missing right here is going to be 16 times 2. This table right here is multiplying. This table right here is adding, right? And when we're adding the same amount for each x, we're thinking about adding or subtracting. We're thinking about a linear function. And when we're multiplying over every x or dividing, we're thinking about an exponential. All right, there's that. All right, let's look at this. All right, this little video. You're going to watch the video. You're going to tell me what did you notice about the video and what did you wonder. All right, you can just play that video. I'm not going to do that here. Give an estimate for what you think. Right? What is the number too high? Our question is going to be which method of saving. This guy's got two different methods of saving, and we're going to figure out which one of these will he be able to save for his iPhone faster. What do you think? Which one? Where he puts in, I think, $10 every day into his little savings box, or whether he starts with like those 4 quarters and he doubles his money every day. What do you think? Which one will he be able to save faster? And then estimate too high or too low. How many days do you think is too high for an estimate? How quickly he'll be able to save? And what estimate is too low? Pause the video here. Watch this video. Put down what you notice, what you wonder, and then make some estimates. All right. Our question will be, what method of saving will save the money for the iPhone faster? Which method is best? Which method will get him that iPhone? All right, he wants that iPhone. Pause the video here and then work on that assignment. Okay, so you've watched the video, and our question is, which method of savings is best, or which method of savings will save for the money for the iPhone faster? You gave some estimates. So what we're doing here, we're trying to do this like a three-act type of solving approach. All right, it has 3 steps. All right, when we have a situation and we need to kind of solve for a situation, we need to understand the problem. We need to understand the situation, which is about reading the situation, which is about thinking about what the situation is telling us, what pieces belong to the situation. And then we need to plan and solve using a model. We need to think about the quantities and relationships involved in the situation. And then we're going to use those relationships, those quantities, those function families we've identified to model the situation and interpret our conclusions. So we're going to try to understand the problem. We're going to try to plan and solve using a model. We're going to pick a model to use to solve this. And then we're going to interpret the conclusions, the results we get from our solution. All right. And of course, we reflect on our learning because we're in that developing stage of learning this. All right. So we already did the first part. When we did the what do you notice, what do you wonder, we're identifying what the problem is, right? We noticed that the guy wants to buy an iPhone. We wondered which method of savings will get him his iPhone fastest. We might wonder how long it will take each method of saving, right? So what is the problem? What is the problem? The problem is which method of saving is best. That's kind of the big question here, is which method of saving will be best. Again, you can watch the video. It's right here, the video of the man and the saving and the iPhone. That video is right here. It's called Comparing Savings. All right, so now we've identified the problem, which method of saving is best. Now we need to do the next step. The next step is modeling, which means we need to identify quantities and relationships, right? What numbers are we interested in here? We're interested in what? Think about it. Let's pause the video. Just think about the quantities. Anything that we can assign a number to in this situation to, what are the quantities involved? Pause the video, think about some quantities, and write some of those quantities here. All right. Now, these quantities are going to have relationships. As one thing goes up, another thing might go down. Or as one thing goes up, another thing might go up. All right. One relationship might be the more money I put in the box, the more money that's in the box. All right. If I put $10 more in the box has $10 more. There's a relationship there. All right. Pause the video. Try to do your best on quantities, relationships, and assumptions. Assumptions are things we're assuming, right? All right, you pause me, you unpause me. So quantities, things like, what do we need to know? Quantities. We want to know how long which method of savings is best. So the price of the iPhone. Price of the iPhone is an important quantity here, right? We can measure price. We can see how much things are worth. What about that? Also, what are quantities? The amount of money in each box is a quantity, right? There's a quantity of money in each box. The amount of time it takes to save for the iPhone, right? The amount of time. Time is a quantity. All right, so we have some quantities here. Relationships. Things like the more money that goes in the box, the more money is in the, I can't see what I'm doing, the box. Okay. There we go. Things like that, all right? Assumptions. Assumptions are things like, we assume that he can continue in the one box, he's doubling his money each time. We assume that he can continue doing that indefinitely. We assume that he's going to have $10 every day for the other box. We assume he's not going to be taking money out of the box during the month, right? All right. Once you have this, I want you to try to use what you have here and these relationships to try to solve the problem, to solve for this situation. How long will it take for him to save for the iPhone by saving $10 per day? I want you to answer that question. All right, I want you to try to think about this. Use your calculator. Ask a friend. And you have this blank space to try to answer that question. And I want you to also answer the question, how long will it take for him to save for the iPhone when he is doubling his money each day? All right, and I forget what the number he starts out at. Is it 1/4? Is it 2/4? Maybe it's 1/4. I think he starts at 1/4. So he starts at a quarter, and he doubles his money each day. In the other box, he's putting in 10 Monopoly dollars every day, assuming that those Monopoly, another assumption we're making is that the Monopoly dollars stand for real money. How long will it take him to do this? All right, pause and just take however long it takes you to figure these two things out. I want you to just go ahead and try that. Maybe you want to draw a diagram, a calendar. Maybe you want to start counting, right? You could do something like the first day he'll have $10. And the first, what am I doing? Why is it doing all this weird stuff? The first day it'll be $10. Oh, we could also insert a table, right? You can insert a table, and you could do something like this, right? The first day it'll be $10. The second day, The second day, day number 2, it's gonna be $20. The third day, it's going to be $30. And you can keep doing that until you find out how much was his phone. Let's go back and look at those quantities. Act 2. Okay, we identified the quantities. We identified the problem. What do we need to know? We need to have some information here. So he starts in the one box. On day 1, he starts with $10. On day 1 in the other box, he starts with 25 cents. And the phone, the number we're trying to reach, the magic target for the iPhone 10 at this time was $960. All right. And then here is a calendar you might want to use for that. Maybe I'll put that somewhere. No, I'll just leave that there. You can use a table and make a calendar up yourself and figure this out. Okay. Pause it and try to figure it out. Ask a friend. Ask around. Collective wisdom is always good. And once you've done that, you're going to do the learning reflection, and you're done for the day. All right?